What do you think, Liz?
I think I want one.
That's what Naira said.
Look at how
is that choking?
Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to the Reptile Barn, but we're not at the Reptile Barn. We are at Jonathan's Reptiles. So, this is Jonathan.
Hello.
We are at her facility, and she is a rescue, okay? The premier rescue in the whole state of Alaska. I mean, there's nothing else like this in the state. So you primarily take in rescues, rehabilitate, get the medical care, eventually find new homes if appropriate, right? Do parties, events, educational stuff.
Yep.
Anything else that I'm missing?
We do boarding.
Right.
And then we also do some supply sales. And we also offer tortoise and turtle beak and nail trims as well.
Awesome. So, to me, any reptile community, someone like this is essential. There's just a huge need for everything, literally everything that she offers, and her diversity, of course, is going to represent the whole community because you just take in what needs taking in, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Enchanté.
My kids right now, guys, we'll show you some other footage, but they are just running around like it's Christmas. This is amazing. And I've known Jonathan for a while, so I see sometimes your animals that get in that are just in terrible shape. We'll probably put some pictures. I want people to, realistically see. We'll have some sort of.
It's not always fun and games.
Right, but they nurse them back to health from sometimes impossible odds.
Yeah, it can be pretty heartbreaking sometimes, but it's always worth it when they go to their new home and you have that feeling.
Right, right.
Can't compare that feeling to anything else.
So I am holding Apollo. This is a male Argentine boa. This is kind of your passion project,
yeah, these
right?
are.
You're not going to be rehoming them anywhere.
These are breeding projects that we have, and breeding projects like this are really nice because any litters will offset the cost of rescue operation as well.
Right. And then you are holding.
This is Bindi. Bindi is an Australian White's tree frog.
I just love coming here because of this. So many things that I don't have that I love to see, and I love to see them improve their health, and like kids that like to interrupt the vlog.
And she might hop off your hand.
Just be gentle and two hands like a pancake.
You're doing so good. There you go. She just wants to feel safe.
Can I just
You can hold her next.
So do you do more educational events as like birthday parties or at schools or?
Both. We do schools, libraries. We've done senior homes, nursing homes, all kinds of stuff like that.
Is this a
We
poison?
do.
This is not a
This is a
poison.
girl.
Can I hold definitely not a poison box.
All right, now go put
then
hand
I-
sanitizer on, Carrie.
Thank you. And then we do field trips as well.
Okay.
We'll visit home schools. We've taught semester-long courses.
Wait,
Good job.
You even have interns.
There you go. We have interns. Yep.
And so you have a dedicated core of volunteers that are highly expert and spend a huge amount of time.
Yes, a huge amount of time.
You're an official rescue, right? You are a
501c3 nonprofit. And yes, we are 100% volunteer run. There's no paid position.
what's her name?
Her name is Bindi,
Hi, Bindi.
like Bindi Irwin.
Bindi here.
Yeah, that's Steve Irwin's daughter. You got her? There you go.
All right, can you hand her back now and go put on some hand sanitizer?
Yeah.
Perfect.
But yes, we also we'll do care and maintenance volunteers, and then we have volunteers that specifically like doing events, and some do both.
Gotcha.
On our care and maintenance nights, we have anywhere from 4 to 7 volunteers that are usually here for at least 5 hours, just cleaning and feeding and doing upgrades or, projects that involve power tools, like whatever needs to be done. One of our volunteers, she was sorting paperwork and waivers the other day. So what needs to be done, they're willing to do it, and it's amazing. Like we could not, we couldn't function. We couldn't do what we do without our
It's got
amazing
to amount to a couple hundred hours a week.
Oh, 100%,
At least,
absolutely,
right?
yeah. It never sleeps.
So how long have you volunteered here at Johnson's Reptiles?
I've been volunteering for about 4.5, almost 5 years.
Wow.
I was around 11 or 12.
Gotcha. So,
And it's only gotten more.
right? That is incredible.
Did you know that Dad ate bugs in Brazil?
Hey, the other day, Colin and I ate bugs.
Ew!
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
Why did you eat bugs?
Because we were offered money.
I
We never
do-
received it.
I do not think he wants to get it. This is so cool. A Galapagos tortoise. I hope sometime we can buy a Galapagos tortoise.
Enchanté.
It's not a monitor lizard. It kind of looks like it.
There's something even better.
As far as the community support that you get, obviously your volunteers are incredible.
Yes.
Do you feel like you have enough support from like the veterinarians in the area?
Yes, absolutely. We get a lot of help from our local veterinarians, whether it's advice or extra help on a special case, stuff like that. With our, we get the manpower with the volunteers. We have veterinarian help. We have outpouring of donations financially in terms of supplies, in terms of feeders. It's overwhelming sometimes. We just had that huge windstorm. We actually ended up with enough help that we were able to have extra funds after the disaster expenses were covered. We're looking at doing different disaster clinics, things like that. Like, how can we put this back into making sure that we're better prepared next year?
So really what you need then from the community would be less neglect, less surrenders, less...
Do the research before you get an animal. Please, please, please. That will be the biggest biggest help.
Okay.
Because we do get to a point where, due to space, and we have to turn away surrenders. And we're taking, last year we took in 107 surrenders. It was an average of about 1 every 3 days, which is a lot of surrenders, and a lot of surrenders in really
Yeah, we're not a high population state. You would hope that it would be less than that.
You would think.
Yeah.
But no, there's quite a bit.
So we've talked about this before. I've never brought it up on the vlog. It seems like you don't get people surrendering or abusing $1,000 animals.
Correct.
So from my perspective as a breeder, to aid in this problem, because it's absolutely a problem. I mean, you guys who can stomach looking at some of these images we're going to put on here, it's a problem. It seems like providing animals at huge numbers at very low cost is bad for this problem.
It's extremely bad for this problem.
You want people who come into it who are already able to handle it financially, who've done their research, and who it's the animal that they're most passionate about, rather than just, hey, I'm ready to get a reptile, what do you got? Well, what do you want?
I went to the pet store to get some dog food and I came home with a bearded dragon.
Right. So I don't run into these problems like you do very much, because the animals that I'm selling are hopefully, and it seems sad that it's because of money, but that's really what it amounts to. If I sell a sailfin dragon for $700 or whatever, no one's gonna 3 weeks later be like, never mind, I don't want it. You know?
When you spend $50,000 on a truck, you're gonna stay on top of your oil changes. You're gonna stay on top of this, that, and the other.
Yep.
If you get a beater with a heater, it's not gonna be a priority to make sure that you are taking care of it, because
Right.
I only put $2,000 into it.
Right.
So I'll just run it to the ground and be done with it. And unfortunately, animals are very similar. You get a bearded dragon for $50 on Craigslist, it's $50 into it.
Right. So I'm not all about telling people what to do as breeders, but be aware that if you're selling hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of animals that are worth $40, a normal corn snake, a normal ball python, and so on, a large number of them are going to be dropped on people like you. They're going to be left behind, they're going to be neglected, underfed, burned on improper equipment, just it goes on and on and on. Luckily there's people like you doing this, but it would be far better for people to maybe save up for 3 extra months. Do your research a little bit longer, realize what you really, really wanted, and spend a little extra money, be more invested. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to tell breeders what to do at all. But I think it contributes to the problem. So
It does.
It needs to be brought up.
And you look at the animals that we get in the most. 100% without fail, the animals we see the most: normal ball pythons, bearded dragons, leopard geckos, and Russian tortoises. And they're the ones that you see the most. They're the ones that are cheapest, that people get the most impulsively. They're found on the side of the roads. They're found left in garages and apartments. I mean, we get calls where they're like, I moved into this apartment and this was here.
Right.
It was literally just left behind because it just, whoever had it just didn't, I don't want to say care enough, but
They probably didn't, though.
probably didn't care enough.
Right.
Look at him.
But thank you for letting us come, and my crazy crew of kids is rampaging around.
Oh, wow, that's Button. Button, do you know what Button is? Button is a fat tail gecko.
Fat tail? Is that why he has a fat tail?
That is why. Gentle, gentle.
Super
What's
soft,
he, a
sweetie.
baby?
Mostly, just let them crawl on you,
What
okay?
type
You
of
don't need
frog
to
is
grab. Just let
This is
them
an
crawl on you,
Australian
just like the
I'll
snakes.
make a bridge on him for
Okay.
him.
Please be careful.
He's so cute. And why they called him Button is because he can be as cute as a button.
All by yourself? I'm gonna put my hands up, okay? Got two knees. Got your mommy. Two knees. Two knees. Pretty cool.
Does he have the grippers on his feet?
Just a little claw.
He's not like the crested gecko. Their feet are a little bit different. But
How
they got
come leopard geckos?
Hold it. Gavin's gonna hold it.
Hey, guys, you want to see the new
or if you wash your hands or not.
What's his name?
Artemis.
Why?
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah!
Yeah.
Is it a corn snake? It's a corn snake. We have a corn snake.
So that is Jonathan's Reptiles. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing her collection. I mean, it's mostly rescues.
It is,
almost as entirely. There's a few pets that you have, but
Right, that we had prior to starting, and there are educational ambassadors, so
Right.
they do a lot of work for bringing in that income funding for the rescue, but
Right.
also just educating the public. It's really great for that.
awesome. Well, this is amazing. I just love coming here. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, we're the Reptile Bar. And Jonathan's Reptiles.
We gotta get one of these.
Yeah.